I'm Stefan Holt, and this is News 4 Now for Tuesday, January 15th. First, the weather. Bundle up if you're heading outside tonight. We've got lows below freezing. Tomorrow will be a bit warmer, but we have partly cloudy skies. Now to the news. A man is in custody after allegedly stabbing his wife and another woman in Queens this afternoon. The NYPD says the man's 44-year-old wife died late this afternoon. The other woman is expected to survive. It happened in an apartment not far from a school in Fresh Meadows around 1:30.
I was going to work, and as I was walking, I saw them taping off the trees. And then I saw supposedly a suspect down on the ground, hand cut, and his hand was totally soaked with blood.
A witness in Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's drug trafficking trial says the kingpin bribed the former Mexican president. Colombian drug trafficker Alex Cifuentes made that claim today while testifying at federal court in Brooklyn. He said Guzman made a $100 million payment to Enrique Pena Nieto through a woman in Mexico City. Pena Nieto served as the Mexican president from 2012 to 2018. His spokesman had previously said claims of bribes were false and defamatory. Guzman has pleaded not guilty to drug trafficking charges. His lawyers say Cifuentes is working with the feds to frame El Chapo in exchange for leniency. In New Jersey, activists are demanding a referee at the center of a dreadlock haircutting controversy be fired. You'll remember this video of Buena Regional High School wrestler Andrew Johnson. He cut his dreadlocks after referee Alan Maloney told him to get a haircut or forfeit his match. The school board decided last month that the district won't participate in any sporting event involving Maloney. Activists, though, say that's not enough.
We believe that Mr. Maloney's time as officiating should be done.
The search is on for this guy. Police say he walked up to a 13-year-old girl, grabbed her by the neck, and smacked her in the face. The random attack happened last week near the corner of Quentin Road and Stewart Street in the Marine Park section of Brooklyn. If you recognize him, call police. And finally, a piece of history is no more. Part of the old Tappan Zee Bridge was demolished this morning in a controlled blast. The bridge connected Rockland and Westchester counties for 6 decades. It was replaced by the Governor Mario Cuomo Bridge in 2017.
I've known this bridge practically my whole life here, and now it's gone.
That's all for News 4 Now, but stick around to see my report on the 10th anniversary of the miracle on the Hudson. I'm Stefan Holt. Thanks for checking in.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, to be honest with you.
It is hard to believe it's been 10 years since air traffic controller Patrick Harton got a radio call that's impossible to forget.
This is Cactus 1539. Hit birds who lost thrust on both engines returning back towards LaGuardia.
Tower, stop you to park. He's got emergency returning.
Patrick was the calm, professional, reassuring voice on the other end.
You're making your moves. But at the same time, I'm watching his altitude. It's decreasing pretty quickly. I can see it on the radar.
10 years later, Patrick lives in Long Beach and is still an air traffic controller, safely guiding planes through the busy skies over New York.
How often do you think about that day?
I try not to, actually.
We can't do it.
Okay, which runway would you like at Teterboro?
We're going to be in the Hudson.
I'm sorry, say again, Cactus?
I thought everyone was dead. My assumption was that a wingtip would have hit the water first, and it would have just started doing cartwheels.
What Patrick didn't know yet was that U.S. Airways 1549 had splashed down in the Hudson still in one piece, and fortunately near several ferry boats, including one captained by Manuel Liba.
We saw the plane coming down, especially when the plane landed, and then we see people jumping out. By that time we realized, oh, this is real.
I immediately made a decision to respond.
Captain Vince Lombardi remembers being the first ferry to arrive.
People looked in fear, but then there was a lot of looks of joy coming off of people's face. Like I could just remember one man, I don't know his name, but I remember him like doing this, like, yeah.
Within minutes, the Airbus was surrounded by boats, all dropping ladders to the frigid passengers who were shivering on the wings.
You could feel like they're so desperate, for life, it's frozen in the water.
Frozen, but they were alive. They call it the miracle on the Hudson, but there were several miracles that day. This part of the Hudson hadn't iced over. The currents were actually calm. And everyone, from the ferry captains to the air traffic controllers, all the first responders, the right people were in the right place at the exact moment they were needed.
And that miracle isn't lost 10 years later, even as Captain Lombardi and Captain Manny still ferry commuters across the Hudson.
Does it do something to me? Sure. It makes me feel like I had to be prepared at every moment. And, when you work on the water, you have to.
And even for Patrick Harden, who is now opening a brewery in Oceanside, and last year achieved his goal of finishing the New York City Marathon.
The best part about it is I had Sully actually met me at the finish line to give me my medal, my finishing medal. So that made it extra special.
This anniversary, Patrick will be with the 155 survivors, a celebration of life, and the day that changed all of their lives.
That day that I went into work, it was a routine day, and out of nowhere, I had this major emergency happen. So, don't take for granted anything.